Hey guys, welcome to Farming Simulator 25 here on a PS5. Today we're on Moss Valley Farm again, and on this particular day I'm going to do some grass harvesting. Just purchased this gear. I've got a wind raker just there and a tedder over there as well. I've also got a square baler by Crone back at the farm. I'm going to produce bales to sell really. So the fields in question, so farm's just here, zoom out, go along this road, turn left there, all the way up there, you own these two grass fields. Okay, so that's where we're going now. Now for those of you that just started out on like Farming Simulator and not sure, what the process is when you're doing a grass harvest, which is sort of a little tutorial I suppose. The different ways you can harvest grass. You can actually, obviously it needs cutting, it needs drying out as well, and putting into sort of rows, which a wind raker will do. Makes it easy for baling, and not only that, you can get a forage harvester as well, with trailer on the back, collects the sort of the hay, hay leaves, whatever you want to call it, to store in your sort of silage bunkers, what we want to call them, to turn grass into silage, fermented grass basically, which is good for cows and stuff like that to make TMR, and it can also be good to sell at biogas plants as well, or just silage on its own. So there are many ways, but today I'm going to do a grass harvest followed by some baling. Okay, it's quite a lengthy process to harvest grass. Okay, you first have to obviously cut it. You then need to, excuse me, dry out the grass using a tedder, and then finally put it into rows to make it easier for sort of baling and that using a wind raker. The Americans call it wind rower, but we call it wind raker. Anyway, so that's where we're going today. And as always, guys, if you like what you see on this channel, please do give me a like and a follow. That would be greatly appreciated. I am by no means an expert on this game. Okay, I just do this because I enjoy it. I love farming in general, and it's a peaceful game. It's you can get sort of lost in this game. What's the word? Immersed in this game. Basically, running your own farm. It's pretty cool. I like Moss Valley. It was on FS22, and they've reintroduced this back into FS25, which I'm pleased. It's an actual sort of location on the outskirts of Sheffield in the UK, which I used to live at. Not Moss Valley itself, but on the sort of not far from Meadowhall, that's where I used to live. So yeah, I have not been to Moss Valley itself actually, to be honest. It is an actual valley, it's a nature reserve, and if you could click on the map, I'm just going to show you quickly, you see in the north of the map the sort of beginnings of the sort of urban area, like the Sheffield sort of area. You can't go to this, I believe you may be able to get just about here, but that's it. This is not accessible up north, but it's cool that I've pulled that in the map. It's a fairly big map. It's very hilly. You need some powerful tractors, a lot of horsepower to do cultivating or just dragging a trailer full of grain up a hill. The tractors that you start off with really struggle with that, to be honest. So recommend selling them and getting better ones. So once we get to this field, it's down here somewhere. This is the first time we do a grass harvest on this map. We found out the other day that these two grass fields are actually owned by me. For the highlighted green, over here, I must own them. Turns out I did own them. So it's like, I'm blinking it. If I'd have known that, I would have. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling on there. Sorry. Right, I believe we turn left up here. Love this trusty John Deere. 6R series, R, can't remember the words out today, R6 series. You know what? I swear I'm dyslexic. 6R series, there we go. Right. Okay, and I believe we will have to... I'm going to have to go through this field into that one. In fact, I'll have to back it up. It's going to be a bit tricky, this. So... can't access that field, can I? I'll tell you what, sorry guys, let's have a go. Let's do the field number 38, which is just this one here. There we go. Right. Let's see if it is actually ready for harvest. Ready to harvest, yes. Cool. Awesome. Right, this should be relatively quick. I always get stuck at this. Yeah, every time. Bit of a sharp turn that, to be honest. Let's try reversing. When in doubt, reverse. I didn't bugger that up, hang on. I could just go for the hedge, but it's not really realistic, is it? So. Oh, come on. There we go. We're in. Alrighty. So to get set up then, I don't think GPS is on this grass harvest. So obviously we need to unfold the mower, both parts. So you hold down L1, press X. That does the front one. Just back it up a bit. And then you press triangle, and again we unfold the back mower. And then what we do is we lower that down, lower the front one down. Nope, there we are. Turn the front one on, and turn the back one on, and away we go. Watch out for the trees there. So, I'll hit the fence. You are sorry guys, I've really bodged this up. So. Well, no, I like this mower setup by Claas. Pretty cool. So, okay, I'm not going to just show you. So what I'm going to do is be a bit of a lengthy sort of video. This feel free to skip ahead and all that sort of stuff. But we are, in fact, I'll probably do a fast forward part of this video just to speed things up. So at the moment we're just doing some mowing. I think what I'll do, I'll just do this field from start to finish pretty much, then go on and I'll do the separate field off camera. So what I'll have to do is the headlands first, and then probably do, so both doing diagonal? Okay, it's both doing diagonal. Going to do, watch out for the gate, there we are. That's going to be a bit tricky getting that bit in. Yeah. Too hot. It's probably going to be a bit controversial, but I'm going to go diagonal. Split it into two. So, there we are. I love this suspension camera. It's so realistic. Brilliant. The level of detail on the cabin as well is really good. Even the fabric on the back of the chair there. yeah, you got real life sort of numbers changing and everything and all that, which I love. As you well know, if you've been watching me on this channel for quite some time, I love a John Deere tractors. Who doesn't, right? To be fair, I like all tractors, to be honest. And combines, you know. So it looks like it's yielding really well, to be fair. Showing green at the bottom left there. So that'll mean more grass per hectare, whatever. Hopefully, I should get in this field, I like to think about at least 20 bales. I like to think. We'll see. So I'm still waiting for them modders out there on the sort of farming simulator, or even, you know, Giant Software themselves. It'd be amazing if they could re-release Court Farm from FS22 on this, because I love that map. It's an actual farm in Somerset, if I remember right. We call it Court Country Valley Farm or something like that. It's an actual family sort of farm, you know. You apparently in real life you take your sort of children there and that, and you know, pet the animals, that sort of thing, you know. It's so I like. It's nice that there's a real life location. It's obviously Oak Bridge Farm, which used to be called Carmston Farm. The real farm is called Carmston Farm. Another great map which is on here now. And hopefully, I'd like to think they'll release Chipping Norton map, aka Diddley Squat Farm. Because that map was amazing. I like that map, it's one of my favourites. I've been to Diddley Squat a few times, been to Jez's Pub as well. I recommend going. I think best time to go there, the pub especially. I mean, you can turn up on a Saturday, you know, but you want to be there at least no later than 11 in the morning, just because everyone seems to arrive from midday onwards. And I've been to his about 3 or 4 times now and haven't seen any of the cast as of yet. Last time I went was earlier this month actually. The day we went, apparently Gerald turned up we went on a Saturday, he turned up on the Friday just gone. I was like, oh, no, love to meet Gerald. He makes me laugh. But yeah, I think the best time to go, guys, it's just literally on the doorstep of Brize Norton, a place called Burford, which is in Oxfordshire. It's during a weekday, you've got more chance of seeing, you know, Jezza or Caleb there. I'm yet to do that. It'd be nice to actually, you know, meet him. So yeah, I recommend it. Yes, it is expensive. I mean, you expect that, you know, it's a world famous sort of TV series, it's Gemma Clarkson, of course it's going to be expensive. You know, it's like going to a gig and buying merch of your favourite band. It's going to be expensive. You know, you've got to sort of realise that. Lots of people slate it, oh, it's too expensive, oh, it's a rip-off and blah, blah. It is what it is, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's a pub. It's a really nicely built pub, to be honest. You know, so many things you can do there. As you walk into the pub, obviously you've got the tractor suspended, what Hammond painted apparently. There's a grand piano in there which I actually played on. Very nice piano to play on actually. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure everything out. There we are, fold the mower up. So we're done mowing. Yeah, as you walk in, obviously you've got the bar there. You've got an upstairs bar as well. All the Farmers Club. anyone's allowed up there. It's not just farmers. Okay. You've also got a nice decking area outside, a massive beer garden full of, benches and chairs and stuff like that. And then you've got the Grand Tour tent, the one that was obviously featuring Grand Tour. There, you walk in there. On the left is like seating area with a TV, usually like Sky Sports, that sort of stuff on. To your right, as you walk in as well, you've got Hawkston merchandise. You've got the beers and that, as well as bottle openers, sort of Hawkston glasses, that sort of thing. And a bit further in front of the Hawkston, you've got like a Hops and Chops sort of butcher, all freshly produced meat and all that. And then in the top left-hand corner, you've got a Dilly Squat farm shop, which is pretty much everything that's in Dilly Squat itself is actually there. So if you can't make Dilly Squat Farm, Jez's Pub is the next best place to go. Recommend his burger mayonnaise. His burger sauce is absolutely amazing, really good. It's really good actually. Best burger relish or sauce ever, in my opinion, so far. And then through the back end, you've got like call it the Farmer's Pub, which is like a little burger van. Burgers are to die for. They are absolutely amazing. It's a bit pricey though. Burger and chips with a bit of coleslaw, looking about £15. But hands down, that burger was amazing, juicy, just like proper like smash burger pate. You could tell it wasn't processed in any shape or form. And the burger sauce on it, and the cheese, it's just I'm literally drooling as I'm talking now. Is that good? I'd love to have it again. Anyway, go check it out, guys. I think the only thing that annoys me, this is no fault of German class on the pub itself, it's just the toilets, especially the men's toilets, are tiny. You literally open the door and the door hits somebody on the back. So, urinals are right by the door. So last time I went, I was at a urinal and the door closed into my back. I was like, oh great, this is great. Yeah, I'm halfway through doing a number one sort of thing, and the door swings open into my back. It's like great. And it's a tight sort of, you have to sort of get past people and go to the sink, and it's just literally it's like a cubby old toilets. However, there are supporter cabinet toilets where the car park is, so it's that as well. But other than that, I absolutely love it. If I had to go back again, I'll still enjoy it. Who doesn't love Hawkston Lager? It's absolutely hands down one of my favourite lagers. I'm not just saying that because it's Jez, I'm saying that because it's really, really good tasting lager. You can taste it's like premium. Just it's got like a rich sort of refreshing taste. I've never tried any other lager like it, to be honest. Right, so guys, I'm going to fast forward this video. What I'm going to do is just pop this here for the time being. And then what I'm going to do now is get the tether. So we need to dry the grass out. Also, in real life, you would actually let the grass, you do a grass harvest in like a sort of sunny period. And you let the grass sort of dry for a day, come back, use a teller to turn the grass over, let it dry again, and then get the wind raker out. But in this game, you can just sort of do it straight away. The grass just miraculously dries out. It's just, but anyway, I've lost my trail of thought here. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so we'll do some tethering. Love this map. just like looking at the screens in the seeing all the numbers change and all that sort of stuff. It even tells you what time it is and stuff like that. It's just really well, graphics wise, amazing. The light. I tell you what, one thing I love about this game is the lighting in this game is spot on. The shadows, the lighting, the mist in the valley sort of thing, so realistic. I mean, the reflection on the window screen there, look, or just glancing off the bonnet there as well. It's just put together really well. I'm impressed with that. It's a long drive back. So a little tiny update on what I've done so far on Moss Valley is I obviously started out on a farm, did all harvest and all that. I cultivated and limed all 3 fields. Cultivated again to, cultivate the lime back into the soil. I've then drilled wheat and barley in the fields just here where the windmills are. That's now growing, as you can see. And then on right here, I've just drilled some oats. No, I haven't drilled oats. Sorry, I lie. I haven't drilled oats. I'm going to drill some oats. So this field is now prepped. It's been limed, cultivated and all that. So it's just ready for drilling. And apart from that, I've also just got some chickens. So just little, where are my chickens down there? Just before we head back to the grass bit. So I've also got some greenhouses as well. Mushroom one there, greenhouse just beyond that shed there. There we are. Little chicken coop here. Got 30 hens and about 40 hens and 10 sort of roosters. Let's head back to the grass field. Solid definition. Yeah, that is my barley field there. The one where the windmills are is a wheat field. It's also good to switch around some crops in each field after every harvest, because apparently that increases the yields of your soil, of your future crops. Sorry. In real life, you also do that as well. Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to follow. Yeah, I'm liking this precision farming sort of DLC sale package. You can now, using a soil sort of tester on the back of your tractor, you take soil samples, send them off to the lab, and they come back with like soil information like pH, nitrogen, what type of soil it is. Whether it be like sandy loam, for example, that sort of stuff, which is really cool. So from there, you can determine whether you need to lime your field or put extra solid fertilizer or liquid fertilizer or even natural fertilizer like manure into your field. It's worth getting a driller that has both solid fertilizer and seed tanks, just so you can like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. As you plant the seed, you also plant a bit of solid fertilizer in with it. That'll also bring the yield of your crops up as well. Small little things like rolling after drilling will increase your yield. Do some spraying halfway through the season will also increase your yield as well. Yes, right, I think we're just about here. improve it. Oh yes, he's done it. Awesome. So, unfold the tenor. It's a fairly wide one. Lower it down, turn it on, and go. It's basically just dries the grass out. Looks pretty cool at the back. And as you see, that you've actually the grass is bone dry. I've even missed a bit of grass there, but oh well. Jill. So as I say, guys, there's many ways to you know, make money on here. So if you guys are sort of, you know, especially you new players out there on FS25, not sure all ways to make money, easy money that is, please do DM me or comment below. And you know, apart from contracts which you can do, help out other farmers, make some money, recommend using your own equipment as well if you can, because it increases the sort of pay you get in the end. Contracts is not sort of your thing. Then greenhouses is very easy to do. All you have to do is just add water. So if you've got like a lake or a pond nearby, you've got free water. If not, you can always just place a water tank at your farm, but it costs money to fill your tank up. Other ways, also you can sell some equipment that you don't use anymore. Also, as I mentioned before, sell your produce at greenhouses, and you know, they fetching a fair bit of money. Animals as well. Chickens, really easy to sort of look after. They produce obviously eggs. Cows as well, they take a bit more looking after. Put straw down, you know, foods like TMR for example. They go through like foods like nothing. They are animals. They really do. Especially if you've got lots of cows. Bear that in mind. As long as you keep on top of that, they'll produce milk, slurry, manure, which you can sell. Bees as well, worth getting. Say they increase. Apparently, they increase the yield of your crops. I could be wrong. You place them next to fields, like on the edge of fields, sort of thing, like a beehive, and that will. Now you produce more honey, and bee should slightly increase your yield. We're in about 5%, but worth doing. You don't have to do anything with the bees. Anything to bear in mind is obviously they are there from early spring till like late summer, early autumn. So obviously, you know, bees emigrate or hybrid. No, they do emigrate actually. Try to think of other ways you can make easy money. The government subsidy signs, probably get about I don't know, 500 quid a day, something like that. Extra. Depending on how many days you are, but in a month it's about 2 grand, 2 or 3 grand, something like that. What other ways can you produce money? Obviously, get like if you can afford it, they are very expensive, but like a solar panel. It's about 93k though, so a fair bit of money, but that fetches in, I believe, 9 grand a month. It's just, get all that sort of stuff on the go, you rack up the money so good. Providing that you prepare your fields correctly, you get a real good yield of crop, especially like wheat or barley. For example, 3 tonne a hectare, for example, or something like that. That's going to boost your money by selling all that. Not only that, you've got straw, which you can turn into bales and sell that. Or I tend to keep a few bales just for the cows, just for the straw. Get a straw blower and just whack a bale in there and use that as the bedding for the cows. You can also save a bit of the wheat grain for chicken feed, so that's worth having a little sort of container or tray that you can keep that in to feed your chickens. But to be fair, buying chicken feed from the shop is dirt cheap. So I think we're pretty much there with the drying process. Last little bit here. I'll do. Fold it up. Right, straight through the hedge. Tempted to buy this field here, actually. Doubt I'll be able to afford it now. Let's have a look. I just saw that the crop, the corn is ready. 51. Nah, definitely got to afford that. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe next time. That is actually a really big field, to be fair. Again, a little sort of savvy way to sort of, if you've got enough money to buy a field, for example, buy a field when the crops are ready to harvest, because not only have you got a field, but you've got a field full of crop which you can sell. Don't buy a field that's just been harvested or been cultivated, because you'll have to put the work in to produce that crop. Yes, you've got a field, but you have to wait another season for that crop to sort of grow. Whereas if I had enough money to buy that cornfield, I would have bought it, because I knew that corn would be ready to be harvested. It's basically free money. So that another farmer has done, when he sold that field to you along with his crop. So bear that in mind, guys. But if you're just starting out on a new farm, on this map, if you start off with £1 million sort of, in your pocket as a new farmer, I recommend getting a field that's just at the back of your house on Moss Valley, because you don't own that field. I know you do in FS22, but not in FS25. If you buy that field, you've then got a crop full of soybeans, which I've just harvested recently in a fashion, really good yield. I've got probably 200k in total of produce from it, which is ridiculous. You know, I paid about, I think it was about 95k or something like that for the field, or close to 100. But definitely worth getting, guys. Right, I need to drop this off, pick up the Windraker. See what I mean, guys? It's a long process, but you get a fair lot. You get a lot of money for doing this. Just going to dump this for the time being here. Whilst I'm at it, I'm going to pick up my weights for my tractor. Here's me a fence I just recently bought, me John Deere combine. Fence Vario. What combines are? Let's see. That's not what make it. Type it, sorry. That's a good combine. It's got a mod on it where you can actually open the door, close the door, which is pretty cool. I saw my Class Tryon 750, I think it was, or 480, or one of the two. That comes with this map. Don't get me wrong, that's great combine, but I just wanted something just a bit bigger, you know, and that does it. Right, I'm going to pick up a Windraker now at the farm store. Yeah, this map, I do like this map. However, do you know what I wish? It'd be nice to see other like farmers in fields, you know, tractors in fields of neighbouring farms. You never see that, do you, really? Also, it'd be nice if it was just a bit of traffic on this. You know, it'd be farm traffic or cars. Only a couple of cars like on this map would be pretty good. There's no people anywhere as well. So what map I do like at the moment, I've been playing it on it a tiny bit, is Lady Hill Farm, which is based on a farm in Northern Ireland. That's a really good map. The farm's tiny, but the map itself, the amount of traffic you get is pretty decent. Sort of adds to the realism of things. Although you get American bus in Northern Ireland, which will never happen. But anyway, not bother me. But yeah, it's a great map. This game in general is just really good. Yes, it does have its little flaws, but you know, no game's perfect. No matter what game it is out there, you will still have bugs. And I've come to terms of like, you know, okay, yeah, there's a slight graphic issue with some of the maps. Does it ruin this experience? Not really, no. But I think Giant have come a long way from FS22 in terms of graphics, you know, ground deformation, the lighting, the shadows. The fact you get baby animals in this game is just brilliant. So I potentially might do a TikTok live. For some unknown reason, I can now go live, even though I've got, you know, a fairly small amount of followers on here. So yeah, I may go live soon. Probably this weekend coming. Yeah, I mean, my first live, it was okay. Got about 1 or 2 watchers. There's one guy that sort of annoyed me. saying if you want to join my TikTok live, and I don't like that sort of stuff. I don't like dealing with strangers. I just find it awkward. I hate people as it is. It's just, yeah, going out in public. I hate going out in public because just everyone's just so rude, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was just like, "Oi, do you speak? Can I join?" I'm like, I didn't bother answering right. Just sort of ignored him. Just like, what is wrong with people? Manners. You know, you could have said, "Oh, do you want me to join, please?" You know, stuff like that. But because he didn't, I just ignored it. Thought people these days have no manners. You know, I'll always say thank you and please. You know, because that's how I've been brought up. You know, not everybody, just the fair few out there. Who are just ignorant and just selfish. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about FS25, guys. Sorry, I digress. So this is going to be a fairly lengthy video, but I thought I'd just, run it through for the guys who just started out on this sort of game, not quite sure of how to sort of, go from A to B on a grass harvest, for example. Okay. Okay. This is fairly easy. So unfold, lower it down. It has been. Turn it on. Select cruise control. You end up forming nicely little rows, which makes bailing 10 times easy. Not sure why. Apparently, grass here is rock hard. It's just been really bumpy all of a sudden. In real life, it won't be bumpy at all, grass. But I love how the clouds, the reflection of it, the shadow of the clouds goes across the field as well. That's how good the lighting is. I actually really like that. Right here, well now. How good's that? Yeah, the lighting in this game is... can't fault it. What I'll do, and then what I'll do is again go horizontal. Down. Yeah, I reckon I'll probably only go about a trailer full of bales, so probably about 16 bales on this field, I reckon. Well, that's not bad. I should get about 12k for all that. Which doesn't seem a lot, but, because of the size of this field, you can expect that. It's not as big. Probably a couple of hectares of that. I just love it when you look at the floor as well, like the footprint, the muck. That's just so realistic. I love it. Now this is going to be a bit tricky. I have to navigate around this telegraph pole. I think I might just be able to zit in. Let's have a look. Get that, like a glove, guys. As Ace Ventura would say, like a glove. Love that film. Right, guys, not far now. Just a bit further. So, obviously, I'm going to drop this wind raker back off once I'm done. Grab the baler. And then collect that with a Supply Baler auto loader, which I highly recommend. Sell all that, and that is pretty much it. On to the next field, which is just that one over there. That's that tree, which I'm not sure how to get into, to be honest. Got to be a gate somewhere. That'll do, guys. Kick the arse out of it. Good ahead. Sun glare off the bonnet, look at that. How good's that? think you guys got pretty much the gist of it. I'm going to do this off camera now, just because this video is ridiculously long. So yeah, all I'm going to do now is bale that, and then collect the bales, sell the bales, and that is pretty much it. Repeat for the other fields, and that's one way of grass harvesting, really. As I said before, you can also use a forage harvester to collect the haylage and turn that into silage. You can also sell that as well. Again, it's up to you guys what you want to do, but this is my sort of preferred method. Well, there you go. I hope this video has been helpful. Apologies if it's been too long and I've rambled on a lot. So, but yeah, I'm going to leave it to that, guys, and see you again soon.